Good evening and welcome back to season 2 of the LTC Uncut. You are here this evening with Tisha.
I am Ali.
And Erin.
And real quick, y'all know what time it is. Viewer discretion is advised because this is uncut.
Ooh. So let's get into the business at hand. This evening we have not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 Who's in Your Community advocates here this evening. Sitting over here to my right, we have Miss Austin, Mr. Long. To my back, we have Mr. Graham. And on the opposite of Mr. Graham, we have Mrs. Gibson. Welcome. Well, welcome everybody. Thank you all for joining us this evening. Tonight we are going to talk about what it is that you guys do in the community. Each one of these individuals here share something in common, but their visions and their missions are different, but may be on the same path. So we're going to talk about that this evening. And yes, they all have non-profit organizations. Woo, woo. Guess what? I have a non-profit too. We'll talk about that at the end. But I'm just going to open it up right now so you guys can say who you are and what your nonprofit is, and then we'll get into our discussion.
Me first?
Okay. Hi, I'm Denisha Austin. I have a nonprofit. It's called Be a Blessing Project. It's for community outreach and back to school events and hair, back to school hair and stuff. Just help out in the community, the homeless community, the school community. Just try to help out when I can.
And so, Denisha, where can the people find you?
At BeaBlessing on Instagram and Facebook. Be a Blessing. Oh, project. I'm sorry. I forgot the project. Be a Blessing Project. Sorry. I'm a little nervous. I'm sorry. All right. It's
Don't
all
be
right.
nervous. It's okay.
The radio can't see you. Y'all can see me. You can look at paper on the radio. I did one of those.
Okay. Sam.
And my name is Sam Long. I go by my saying and mantra is I'm king of my world and master of my destiny.
Oh, I like that.
My nonprofit is called Let's Tie the Knot. And our mission is simple: to teach young men how to be gentlemen, showing them how to tie a tie, showing them how to tie a tie one tie at a time. We believe that if we show them how to tie a tie, they confidence automatically, they get pride, they get understanding. We teach and preach rational thinking, seeking the best results with the least amount of negative consequences. And we just teach them social skills. We teach young men from 10 all the way up to adults.
Okay.
You know, we teach them just how to make rational decisions, how to be a man, how to communicate, things of that nature.
Oh,
And
awesome.
so you saying you teach them, what is the location that you do
Well,
this?
actually, we have a location right in Mayfield Road, 23600 Mayfield Road. And we also going to be trying to get into LA Stevenson.
Oh.
You know, really we've been I keep a bunch of ties in my suitcase, not a suitcase, but a briefcase. And we just go around. I see somebody at the bus stop and show them how to tie.
Oh, wow.
I want to do that ghost tie from Power, that thick tie. I
Yeah.
don't know. I do y'all here. I'm trying to figure it out. Once I get it, I know y'all here like I'm ghost.
So you go into like schools too?
Schools, we working on LA Stevenson. That's our number one. And we actually trying to work as I'm gonna speak into existence.
All right.
Come on.
All right.
But CMHA wants us to do a program with their kids, you know, to be able to teach them some rational thinking and show their young men how to be, you know, more positive role models. So we're gonna speak CMHA to, you know, I'm trying to get them to sign that check. And we gonna be in there and doing our thing and having fun.
So for everybody that's following, we need to say we are speaking that project into existence in the CMHA facilities,
Yes.
budget plan.
Yes.
Write
Yes,
those
budget.
checks.
Yes, write those checks. Come on with it. Come on with it.
All right, and over here in the corner, we have Mrs. Gibson.
Hello, my name is Annette Gibson, and my organization is Reliable Hearts, and our mission is to break the cycle of transgenerational poverty. And our focus is to provide education, resources, and guidance to youth and their families in the community. And we do that by providing parenting classes. We provided services for youth that aged out of foster care. We provided homes, housing for them, life skills programs. We recently developed a relationship with the principal over at Hannah Gibbons in the CMSD school district, and we'll be implementing a program there for their girls. And in April of 2020, we're starting an after-school program for young ladies in 6th to 8th grade to teach them about sexual health education and life skills, and that'll be at the Five Points Community Center in the Collinwood neighborhood.
Oh, wow. So how can they find you?
We're on Facebook, Reliable Hearts, and we're on Instagram, Reliable_Hearts, and our website is www.reliablehearts.org.
It's the Rick Graham Show. Come on, Mr. Graham.
Hi, I'm Rick Graham. The name of my nonprofit organization is LBR. LBR stands for Loyalty Before Royalty. It came from a group of people, and I felt like you have to be loyal in order for the royalty to come. You feel what I'm saying? So we find a way to be, we family now. So, but we do community outreach also, as well as juvenile reform for juveniles that's coming out of incarceration. We do homeless events. We do a lot of giving back to the community. We do a lot of clothes drives, and we try to. What inspired me to do is because I was homeless. I got out of prison. I was homeless, and I had nowhere to turn, and I swallowed my pride at that time and didn't care what nobody thought of me, and went to a homeless shelter. And that homeless shelter helped me out with housing, and it was just so grateful to see people coming in, giving. So I never want to forget where I came from. So every chance that I get and every thought that I think about helping the community, that's what my heart is. So that's what's going on.
You got that one.
Great.
That's dope. Now, go ahead.
Oh, my bad. Where you can find us at. You can find us on Instagram at LoyaltyB4 Loyalty, or on Facebook at LoyaltyB4 Royalty on Facebook, or me, Rick Graham, on Facebook. I have got like 5-6 pages, so you will see the same guy.
So, again, I said that I also have a nonprofit organization, but Annette Gibson is partially responsible for me continuing to push the drive for my nonprofit. I met her through my husband, actually, and she was very open to provide the information to help you get it started. So my nonprofit organization is called Big Girls L&L. Again, you guys know that it's for plus size women, teens, and adolescent children who have self-esteem issues, who don't love who they are. So Big Girls L&L serves as a support for you to start loving all of who you are and just seeing the beauty of who you are inside. And so the beauty of the nonprofit organization world for me that I see is that it's a selfless act. It's you taking yourself out of the equation and pouring into the needs of those others who need help. And so I just, not just myself, but if I can speak for everybody here, thank you for the things that you're doing. And the reason that we're here today is so that more people can know about what it is that you're doing. So if I can ask, what drove you now? I know you explained what drove you to start your nonprofit organization, but what was the driving force for you to say, hey, you know what, let me put myself out there and help somebody else other than myself and not line my pockets? Anybody, it's open for anybody.
Well, I'll go first. I started my nonprofit. I go to one of my friends. She has a thing every Thanksgiving. So, and it's to feed the homeless. But it's only every Thanksgiving. Not no shade, but I was sat down one day. I like to feed them.
Mhm.
Like, I like to be back there and actually put the food on their plate. And that day I got booted from my job. I was a little hurt. But I was set. That made me start my nonprofit because I was talking to the homeless man, and I'm like, well, what days don't y'all get fed? Like, I know this is only one day out of the year. Like, what days don't y'all get fed? And he was like, on the weekends we don't normally get a lot. Like, they kick us out, and we don't get a lot. So from there, 2 months later was Be a Blessing Project. I went out of my own pocket. It's been 3 years, and out of my own pocket for the first almost 2. It was out of my own pocket. Going to do brown paper bag lunches and toiletry bags. It was out of my own pocket. And two years prior to me doing my Be a Blessing Project, I had lost my job. So I went to like a church, like give a gift for a kid thing. And I'm like, well, I kind of need it, but I don't need it. But I'm still going to go. So now I'll be like, I need to do something for Christmas as well.
Yeah.
At the shelters, and I'm one of those that like going to the same shelter or shelters. I don't like really, I don't know. I just like, that's where it came from, basically.
Okay.
I'm nervous still. Sorry.
It's okay.
She likes
You're
flying
right in the
under
middle.
the
You're
radar.
right in the middle.
That's what she wants
Yeah.
to say. She likes flying under
Yeah.
the radar.
But you gotta come out because what you're doing is a need, and I had the opportunity myself and Erin to help you with the back to school. And when oh God,
No, y'all gonna say we both gonna be here crying. I got my makeup now.
I walked in and I was overwhelmed because you take things for granted, right? You take, let's say, a situation where I lost my house, but I didn't have to go to the homeless shelter because I had homeowners insurance. You have some people who don't have that, who have to go there. They're counting their meals. They get maybe a breakfast, a lunch, and then they have to come back at a certain time to have a dinner. Then the kids are just overjoyed to get their hair done. Like, their parents can't do these things. So for me, that made me look at you differently, because it was like, it was a selfless act that, and you don't want to ask anybody. And
Yeah,
for
definitely.
me, it's okay. And I wanted to just tell you this. It's okay to ask for help, because there's so many people out here that have it. And if they don't know that you're doing it, you're missing yourself being having that be a blessing to you,
Right.
to be a blessing to somebody else.
Right.
So there's a need for you, and I truly, truly appreciate you wholeheartedly for that. And thank you for allowing me and my kids to come and just help you with that. Oh my God, I love you.
Thank you. I love you too. I just don't want anybody, when I do, be like, can you send a cash app, or do you want to meet up? I don't want anybody to think it's coming to my house, because I'm like a Jamaican.
Yeah.
I have jobs.
Yeah.
So if you send me $10, trust me, it's not going to me at all. I'm gonna use your $10 that day and go out
Yeah.
and get what the homeless need. Like, and people say I don't have to give receipts, but I just always be like, if Sam, you sent $10, I want to go get 4 things of Pampers. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like
and
that,
people be
huh?
like, you don't have to do that. Like, but it's just me saying, like, I don't want you to ever feel like I'm using your money for something. And the homeless people, the homeless shelter actually know me. So they be like, Denisha come here like once a week, even if I don't post about it. My last event was in August, but I still went to the shelter like 3 times after that.
Oh, wow.
Like, I don't
wanna
always post about
piggyback
it.
on that to say that the reason why I tried, and she's talking about me and a couple other people that we pushed her out here to just say, like, you just gotta be okay with asking, and people are gonna question you no matter what.
Right.
And at the end of the day, if I give you money and it leaves my hand for a blessing, when you don't ask, you're kind of stopping and shunning my blessing that I'm supposed to receive. So if God puts it on someone's heart and they give it to you, wherever you use it for after that transaction is whatever you use it for.
Yeah.
I mean, because to be honest, people, you could have used it for gas to get to the stuff.
Yeah.
I still helped you do something for them.
Right.
And so that's where I try to get your mind state to not worry at all what people think. And I've seen you develop from that, though. And so like she said, I'm just be happy sometimes to just be able to be at your exposure to let you use me
Right.
to help you, because she sure be using it, y'all. I mean, but teach you know how to make a peanut butter.
Yeah.
We're not going there today.
Sorry.
Keep your mouths closed. It's Sam's turn.
Yeah,
so
go Sam.
finally.
Well, what made me develop my partnership with Stan, Mr. Gordon, who is actually my partner with Let's Tie the Knot, is basically lifestyle, dealing with so many social problems, social issues, from dealing with being a Ritalin child, I feel like misunderstood, and I felt like we as black men, I feel like we a dying species. We targeted a lot, and so I feel like even being misguided as a 21-year-old, making bad decisions, being incarcerated. When I was incarcerated, I took a program called Rational Thinking, and it was the best program of my life. It changed my thoughts. It changed the way I think. I didn't understand who I was. I didn't understand where I was going. Of course, if you don't have a plan, you don't have a vision, basically, you going nowhere quick.
Right.
So I took this program, and I pride myself on, I'm going to change my life. That program helped change my life, also gaining my faith. And I used to talk to my mother, right? She used to call me. I'm like, Mom, changed my life. I'm good. She's like, yeah, whatever. Get you a McDonald's job. And I was like, you know what? I'm a change, man. But really, we just really wanted to help, because I feel like I feel like I dealt with so many insecurities, self-esteem. I had low self-esteem growing up. I didn't know how to look people in the eye. I know you probably like, Sam, whatever. But I had low self-esteem as a kid. I didn't know how to dress. I didn't know how to communicate. I didn't know how to vent my frustrations out. And I wanted to change. So we came up with Let's Tie the Knot. And the first thing I had to do was get rid of everything I ever learned as a kid, and I had to change my whole life, from the way I think, from my circle of association, from the conversations I have to the things I do. And I just remember coming home from prison in the halfway house. I had to struggle for everything I had. I had to work for clothes. I didn't have a car. Man, I worked. I had a plan, and I was like, when I get myself together, we're going to teach young men how to be gentlemen. Because when I graduated high school, I didn't have the adequate tools to be successful in society. Like, I didn't know how to go in there and go get a job. I didn't know how to communicate. I didn't know about my non-verbal skills. I didn't know how to seek the best results with the least amount of negative consequences. And so I just really want to impart the things that I feel like the school system in America gives to black kids, because I feel like we are really misunderstood. I really just wanted to just be an example. And when I teach the young man how to tie, I came in there suit and tie, briefcase. I got my suspenders on, and they looked up to us like we just was like, oh my God, who was these guys? And I felt a lot better. And so the kids, when they actually put on this suit and tie, their whole attitude changed, their whole mindset changed, and it's just like we tying the knot into a new generation.
I like that.
Yeah. It's really about pride.
Yeah.
Because the guy that I am at 32, I wasn't the same guy at 22.
Right.
So I always like, you know what? I thank God that I'm able to hear, and I didn't die in my, transgressions.
Right.
So every day that I wake up, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna be a positive example. I'm gonna be a role model, and we here today. We just showing kids how to tie, and we need these kids, because if these kids don't have their mind right, they're gonna be the ones robbing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? They eventually asking for $1, but they're gonna be taking your dollar in a minute if we don't give them value and pride.
Yeah.
So
you skipped earlier. You didn't get a chance to say, where can the people find you?
Oh, they can find me on Instagram, SamLong87, Mr. Red Carpet, and Sam Long on Facebook.
Okay.
And the website is coming up soon too. So
Shout
for
out
Let's
to the
Tie the Knot.
website on the way.
Yeah.
Ali, what you got?
I'm just learning right now.
Okay, Annette.
Okay, so, do I look this way?
You're
Wherever
fine.
you want to go.
Okay, so basically, Reliable Heart started out as just an idea. My husband and I founded the organization. Shout out to Jamar Gibson. Don't y'all cut that. So we were looking for a way to give back, and just because we're giving people, we know that there's a lot of things in the community that need to be addressed, and we were just looking for a place to start. So we started out thinking that we had a house that we wanted to use other than just use it as rental property. We wanted to use it to kind of benefit people that were really in need. And so we started to do transitional housing for youth that aged out of foster care. And for 2 years we did that, and it was very enlightening, so to speak, just to know that when young women age out of foster care, they're 18, they're considered adults, and they're supposed to be living on their own, but they need a place to stay. So we give them a place to stay. But now when they get in the house, they don't even know how to live as an adult. They need to be managed, and they don't want to be managed, and they don't want to follow rules or any of that, because they know that they are considered what's grown because they're 18. So housing appeared to be like the least of the worries. They lack so many skills, essential life skills, just as far as being able to take care of a home, cleaning up, taking out the trash, when is the garbage man coming, things like that. So we decided that we wanted to be able to make an impact, a bigger impact, sooner versus when they're 18. So we went back to the drawing board and said, what could we do to kind of help this population before they age out of foster care, because it's like putting them in a crisis, putting them out into the world, and then now they need housing, and that's like creating a crisis for them. So we decided that we wanted to work with the youth just to help them develop life skills, because it's not taught at school. And a lot of times parents don't have the time to teach that, and it's not a takeaway from them. It's just that we know that in today's society, a lot of single parents work 2 jobs trying to make ends meet, and a lot of times you just don't have the time to instill in your kids what they need. So we just kind of want to be of assistance for that. And so we broadened our programs to include all African American youth, regardless of whether they aged out of foster care or not, because we're African American youth, have so many labels: at risk, underserved, so many things. But we want to kind of instill in them that they are a high priority, and that there are people that will teach them the things that they're not getting, and people that they are out there willing to help, and that was us. So we decided to kind of just do that, and we just want to start with programming, and then we didn't get away from providing houses. I developed 2 partnerships with 2 organizations that does housing for guys and girls. So we're able to refer young people if they need housing, but we're now mainly focused on providing programs.
Wow. That's absolutely amazing. Like, I didn't even know just the details of what all went into that. You don't think about that because you have parents that teach you what you're supposed to be doing. But when you don't have that, nobody's really taking that time. They're just wanting to collect a check, right? I have a foster child in the house, so I'm getting that money, and whatever you do, just follow my rules. And I know that there was a girl who I worked with who was a foster child, and she started her cycle, and this is sad to say, like, she didn't know what to do. She had to learn from outside sources because her foster parent wasn't providing that motherly love for her. And I find that it's a community, and it takes a village to raise kids. And even though it's not your child, you should still have empathy for them and pour that love into them, and just show them something because of what they may be lacking elsewhere. You don't know. This is probably why children act out the way that they do. We have so many thoughts about what this particular child is, and instead of taking the time out to try to figure out what it is, we automatically write them off. You know, and I like the story that you said, because here it is, you had a situation where you had to sit down for a minute, but it gave you the opportunity to reprogram your mind. And that's what we need to do before it gets there, is try to help them reprogram who it is and where they're trying to go. So shout out to you guys for doing that.
I have a question. How do they get funding, or it's medical?
That's who get funding.
The youth, yeah.
Well, to pay for housing, we would register them for a program called Bridges, which covers their expenses, their living expenses, but they have to be committed to working or either in school at least 30 hours a week. So they'll cover that, and then everything else is on them. So when we were providing transitional housing, we hooked them up with bridges, and they paid for their rent, and they were responsible for their own food. All of the utilities and everything was included, and that was it. But it was just so hard to manage. It was just to put the youth in those, to put them in a home with no management, no one to kind of be there to be the mother. It was kind of like, it was chaos. So it was like we needed to figure out another way. So the funding came from there. So we don't have any government grants. We received funding from Neighborhood Connections for a couple of projects we did. We gave away backpacks. We do give away toys. We partner with Toys for Tots every year, and things like that. But we work off donations, and we're just trying to, do more things in the community so we can build momentum, so we're able to go to the private organizations and say, hey, this is what we've done. These are the results. Now, are you willing to fund us? Because this is what we can do.
I got a question. Now, when you say youth, like, what's the age limit in the youth that you?
The youth that Reliable Hearts caters to is 11 to 21-year-olds. We used to be dedicated 18 to 24-year-olds, but we kind of tried to expand the age bracket. But youth technically in the books is 12 to 24. Some books say 26. So adolescence is all youth, and then it's broken down into different points of adolescence.
Gotcha.
So, everything on the surface and what you're saying sounds wonderful, and it sounds like, oh yeah, it's easy to do, but we know that it's not really easy. There's a lot of struggles that come into play, and then your support, like when you put that out there and you ask people to come and help you to do that, what happens in that instance where people don't show up for you? Like, can we talk about that for a minute?
How much time we got?
Right.
Y'all started your nonprofit. Do y'all lose some of the friends in y'all immediate circle and like that? Like, do y'all lose friends when y'all try to be selfless?
Yes.
Of course. Yes, of course.
Because you feel like, or you got these people that just think that you're they feel like
They know that version.
all right, yeah, I'm gonna use that just like that. Okay, boom. I'm Rick Graham on Facebook. I'm funny on there. I do drama on there. I do a lot of stuff that gets a lot of people attention. Like my views be up there and everything. But that's messy. That's messy. But when I'm doing my nonprofit things in the public, see, the internet is entertainment. What I do in public is my nonprofit, for the community and stuff like that. We got people out here that put me down as far as it, because how can you do drama and still be trying to do for the community? Which I done seen so many people. I done seen somebody that just got out of prison doing 10 years go do something for somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's not no limit on doing good for anybody. You feel what I'm saying? And we have people that, like she was saying about the donations. Our money, the donations that people give us, is not the same as the money that we use out our pocket.
Preach.
You feel what I'm saying? So for people to even think about, or even, I understand people ask, oh, well, where my money going? But if you knew that the money was coming somewhere out of your heart, then you wouldn't even have to ask where it was going. You feel me? Because some people that came and be like, yeah, donation boy, and this, that. Those are people that envy. You feel what I'm saying? And we have a lot of those people, and donations aren't that much. So for a lot of people that have things to say about nonprofit organizations, as far as us helping with the community, I just want people to know that we use our own money. Donations don't go far. So when those donations don't come through, because I done had so many people say, yeah, I'm gonna come bring you this, I'm gonna cash out you this, and I'm not begging you, because we ask for donations. We don't beg for donations, So if you're gonna give it and you tell me you're gonna do it, I'm expecting it, So, and if you don't do it, I ain't gonna bug you, I ain't gonna do nothing. I just know how to deal with you. You know, I don't message you. I won't, you know, because it's people that message me just to see, like, yeah, I'm gonna throw you some donations and probably was trying to see if he gonna be thirsty for it or beg for it. No, I'm just not that type of person because at the end of the day, my goal is to make someone else happy. Yeah. You know, so for somebody to tell me that they're gonna do it and don't do it that's a pet peeve. Yeah. But I try not to let it bother me. As far as this community helping the community goes, I feel that I deal with those people on a different level, you know. So thanks for all the supporters. You feel what I'm saying? But
I just want to say this. On our last guest we had on the show, Nora Muhammad, he did say that a true man and woman is someone that finds joy in giving more than receiving what's in their pocket. And I just want to say y'all are some excellent fine men. I was going to say fine young men. Y'all ain't done. Man, so like I appreciate everything y'all doing. This is amazing.
So what else? What are some other things that you find to be negative restraints on you moving forward? Like, is it your circle? Is it the outside influences saying, like, what are some hindrances from your support groups that are not providing the things that you are expecting of them to do for you? Like,
well, I can speak on. I'm sorry, where you going? I can speak on, you know, a few things. Well, number one, I say you have to be willing to go bankrupt for what you believe in from your personal pocket, and you have to be willing to die and stand for what you believe in, because a lot of times the support and attention is not going to be there at the beginning. You have to be willing to fund your own pocket. Like for instance, we did a fashion show for Let's Tie the Knot, and we're going to donate the money to JFK. And we had these we told everybody, oh, we're going to support you, but no one came out. So we did this. We rented the venue, we paid all this money out, and we didn't make the money, the $3,000 that we wanted to give away. But it was a life lesson. It was a lesson for us because certain people came into our life that were supposed to be there, and they really helped us out. So you have to be willing. God, to me, I'm a believer, so I believe like God is not going to give you a vision without provision.
You better say that. You better say it.
So you have to believe, and number one, you have to have self-confidence. Yeah. And you can't really care about what other people say about your vision. Right. Your vision is your vision. Man. You know, because I don't know what you want to do. I might be like, nah, that ain't really cool. But that's what from my perspective, I can't put my fears and insecurities onto you. And a lot of times when you grow and when you evolve and you become a new man. Like, people don't know Sam. I tell my mother, I say, you know, you really don't know me. You don't know the man that I've become today. I know you raised me and you took care of me, but you don't really know me. You haven't sat down and talked with me, so you only know little Sam. Yeah. And a lot of times we get pushed back where you stay out and Broadview Heights and I love staying. I'm like, well, that's okay for you. I talked to my coworker. I'm like, I haven't ate meat and chicken in 2 years. I haven't ate beef or pork in 10 years. And I'm a vegetarian now. You need help, you need counseling. But this is a mindset of people. You have to be able to be strong enough to move forward and say, I'm going to do this no matter who's watching, who's supporting. The first time, I'm going to pass the mic, but the first time I did poetry, I was kind of nervous and scared and upset. And, my friend, she was like, Sam, you have to perform. Whether it's one person in the audience or 100 or 100,000 people. Absolutely. So you give your all no matter what. You break those cycles because everybody don't see your vision. Everybody don't believe what you believe in. Right. Everybody, Moses went to the burning bushes. Not his mama, not his daddy, not none of that. Moses got the vision from God. So that's you. You know what I'm saying? You take it and you run with it and you do your thing and believe in you. Forget what everybody else say. You breaking chains. I'm trying to go to heights that my parents, family, friends ain't never been. Yes, you know what I'm saying? So you got to go there by yourself. Right. So that's what I believe.
What's important too is that just speaking, I don't have a nonprofit. I do have a for-profit though. I don't never once worried about the circle that I currently have because I look up to Puffy. People don't like Puffy. But I said, that's one man you could just picture and see what he does in his life. He cares nothing about what nobody thinks. Like, never did. Dancing in the videos. People talk about him all the time, but he just like, so what? Take that. You know what I mean? And he was saying, this line that I sell myself literally every day. If it was left up to your family and friends to make you a millionaire, you would have been born that way.
Mm-hmm.
So we gotta change our mentality.
I like that.
I like that.
We
I
gotta.
like that.
Okay, you can use
I can use that.
Puffy gave it to me.
Okay.
But realistically, like, you just really have to not worry about anyone. Denisha has been like my right and left hand person to where I do fashion shows, and she literally will sit there and we'll talk about certain things, and she'll see like how I develop things, and I'm never sitting there focusing on me. I'm focusing on you got a business, you got a business. We're gonna push everybody out at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I never worry if that business gonna bring me revenue, if this business gonna. I just say, listen, give me your logo. I'm putting all of our stuff out there. You ain't even gotta pay me. But the circle that I'm with, they don't think like that. They don't think that let's bring her revenue because she done did this. I never think like that. And I feel like the reason why I don't go crazy is because I don't think like that. So when she mentioned the circle, quote unquote, if you change how you think the community's gonna view you and your family, you'll go further. Like, at the end of the day, don't worry about nobody around you, because literally the person that you probably started the game with is never gonna be the person in the end with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't. People use loyalty so like loosely. I look at it like this, because my father would say it, and then I'm gonna let whoever else talk. No one is even loyal to God. You know what I mean? Whoever you believe in, He gives you. Yeah, who is you? Who is you? And that's how. And I look at it like that, and it's the truth. Because if you can't even be loyal to somebody who wake you up, keep you breathing through the night, I ain't nobody.
Yeah.
So I could care less.
And then,
Yeah, for me, kind of the supporters, I kind of had, I kind of get overwhelmed by the fact of thinking of one big giant circle. You know what I'm saying? Because you have so many different hats that you wear in your life. So what I found is that, like, my circle that was so close, you know, we went out together, hung out together, did dirt together and all of that. You would think those would be the people that would be right there forefront, supporting you, donations coming through, reposting your flyers, just coming out to show their face, buying a t-shirt for a fundraiser, any, you know, something like that you would think. But my circle, it was the total opposite. They're all for it. They'll tell you good things, and, you know, no shade to them. I love my circle. They'll tell you good things. They'll, you know, they'll bless you and all of that. But as far as being actively involved, the circle that my close circle, they're not that. But I'm not mad. I just know that, okay, so this is not something that you directly want to be a part of, and that's okay. So I know I know when we can deal, and I know when I can deal with them and when I can deal with them. So the people that I've met now, that since my journey started in 2016, the support, it kind of like comes. So you meet new people, and it's kind of like on your journey, the people who are supposed to be there will be there. The ones who are not supposed to be there, they'll fall off, and it's okay. Board members, they come and go. Volunteers, people make commitments, and, you know, you just, in the nonprofit world, you just gotta take it as it comes. As far as money and everything, I try to let everyone know that we are 501c3. So if you donate $250 or more, you can write it off on your taxes. If you're donating anything less than $250, it's not even right. You can't even write it off. So it's the IRS doesn't care about it. So why are you so consumed by the fact like it's less than $250? No shade, not saying that, you know, I'm not counting people's pockets or anything, but I'm just saying it's not that, you know, it's not for me. It's, you know what I'm saying? So, and I don't know, it's just weird. It's like God called me to this kind of like a preacher, but it's like I don't like asking people for anything. I was never the one that liked to ask people for stuff growing up. I always believed in a closed mouth didn't get fed, but I've kept my mouth closed. So now I'm in a position where I have to ask people for money, and I don't like to do that.
right.
But I will. If you say no, it's okay.
Right, that's all you
I
say.
might ask you again. If you say no, it's okay.
Right.
I might ask you again. You tell me no, it's okay. I'm not mad. It's okay. I'm doing a job for somebody else.
Right.
I'm fine.
Right.
And it's just that.
Well, that goes back to what I was saying, the mentality that we put. Now, not racial, but it is.
Mhm.
Because I'm going to say, I have a white guy who's a mentor,
Mhm.
and he said the one thing that we hold tight to is the fact that we feel like we're bugging people,
Mhm.
and we don't think we need to change our circle.
Mhm.
If my circle don't rock with me like that, they gotta go. And that's when you in a tight space. And I forgot the one lady preacher name. She's real renowned right now. But she got a sermon on tight space. And it speaks to your circle.
Yes.
If you are comfortable with your circle, not sharing your posts, not doing that, they feel like they got you in that tight space where they gonna control you. Shake loose. Get away from that circle.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
sorry.
still cool, and I still love you, but you
No,
can't
you
help
love
me in
people
that.
from
Yeah,
afar now.
you can't help me with that. I don't.
I
Yeah,
know.
I don't. My vision doesn't have to be your vision.
Speaking of, like, follow, share,
Share, yeah.
the Lunchtime Chronicles on Instagram and
We want-
Facebook.
we want a friend,
Please share this video so this information can get out for everybody in their nonprofits. And at the end of the show, I would like for you all to drop your Cash App so everybody can be a blessing for your project, and your project. But you guys are on. Yes, sir?
Oh no, good job.
You guys are on the LTC Uncut, and we would be remiss if we did not introduce you all to the Uncut.
Oh, okay.
So, y'all ready?
Is this it?
Right.
Did it drop? It's like now what we really want to talk about now. All right, now that we got all that out the way.
Right. Juicy. Right.
So what we talking about?
This is the Juicy of Juicies, and you already know how we get down. This is our third show, and we have yet to do Uncut.
I know.
So what better way to introduce our nonprofit guest? Because you all are business professionals and we respect that wholeheartedly, but y'all got a life, and we want to tap into your life and let the people see. Maybe that'll make it easier for the donations in the cash. But we had a discussion, Ali and I.
And I wasn't there.
Erin wasn't there. You guys know that Ali and I do a lunch break show. It's the Lunchtime Chronicles Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11:45. Make sure you guys tune in for that. But this evening, I asked Ali a question. Do you remember what that question was?
No.
All right. So,
Maybe you should have told me.
do you like it shaved or unshaved?
This question.
Oh, this is hilarious. I get to talk.
Yes. So, do you like a landing strip or do you like it bushy?
You gotta look like Michael Jordan here.
Oh, you want it to be that?
You want the scorched earth. That's what he wants. Because listen,
Well, look, I
because man, listen, that hair carries that everything and everything you did that day up in there. So you gotta shave that because you know what you get.
You shave that.
I was about to be like, do you do it? You shave that off? So how you going right here?
Hold on, wait. See. When females get like that, that must mean it's a little. If you may not shave it, it's a little strip, or you shave it a little low, but you still got some hair. Oh no, mine's a little nappy, but still little nappy roots.
Right. Naps rubbing on there, nice, smooth.
But my girl, see,
fabric.
and listen, I said one day, man, I'm about to shave it, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to shave it.
And how did that feel
And
for
she
you?
said, for what? What you shaving it for? Yeah, oh yeah, well, it better be. I ain't even eating. You know what I'm saying, man? Gotta make sure the seasoning, the seasoning right. I mean, you said uncut, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, cool.
We just had it.
Mr. Long.
I mean, for me,
Mr. Long.
Mr. Long.
He don't look like he.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Pardon me. Y'all ain't just see him flexing his muscles. I
When did y'all see a real leg?
Okay, so.
I mean, I like my grass cut.
Oh, okay.
I definitely like the grass cut. I mean,
Politically correct.
yeah,
Grass.
I definitely, I'm a
Grass.
maintenance man. I like to keep the grass cut.
So do you cut the grass?
Of course.
on her.
Your own grass.
My own glasses.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell by my arms I like them.
Oh.
Okay.
So I'm with. I'm not gonna say Mr. Long. I'm with your Sam. I like to keep stuff. You know, it got a little hair there, but it ain't nothing crazy. You can't go through a comb and get it stuck.
Right.
You know, you see hair at least. You know, ain't no.
And it's good for guys in the summer though, right? Because it keeps your balls airy and
Well,
not
I'ma just put a
sweaty
Good females
and
too.
everything. I'm a shaver, but it's extra good for guys, especially got those two sacks hanging down there all day.
I'ma just-
you want to kind of keep that
What's up?
clear.
Hold on, wait.
You know,
I
you don't know. It's hard
Nah,
to
man.
get the balls. Though.
do know. I help my husband shave
See,
whenever
see, look, I ain't got an extra pair of eyes down there to help
Hold
you.
on.
I go straight to the bathroom, I move the back, lift the foot up. Hold on, I gotta lift the sack up.
Hold on, wait.
Pause. Did you just say you looked in the mirror?
No, not the mirror.
Oh, I thought you
I
said.
said I'm
Oh, he was
moving.
using
So you
for
get the whole
guys.
joint, the
Yeah.
goose and everything.
Oh,
What's
like I don't get.
He
Oh,
ain't
I can't get.
You said you-
I leave that, but I get the
That's what
balls,
I
You
Lift-
can,
the
you
balls,
can.
and the top part and the sides, because you know I hoop a lot,
And
so
the
and I work tight,
perineum.
so
The
friction.
perineum is where your butt connects to your
That's a
sack.
tail
You need
head.
to clean that too.
All right, babe, you watching? You see? Can I shave
So
now?
hilarious.
Let him shave, girl. Let
Let
him
me go ahead
shave.
and
I'ma
You
just
will
be like
it.
this.
That's a little. It'll smell
I'ma
clean and
be
fresh
like-
all the time.
It's
I
always
even
clean
like-
and fresh, but
But it still has a.
Look,
it's,
yeah,
it's,
I guess.
It's a body. It's an organ, a body
You
organ,
got
so it has a
Wait.
scent.
Hold on, I got you.
wait, hold on. What you about to say? I'm trying to. What you? I heard nut.
Come on, Erin.
All I heard was nut. What? Hold on, wait.
That's as close to your rectal,
Thank you.
and you have, you know, friction
And
too.
stuff. Yes. It's just.
With that being said,
It's like
this
clean.
is so hilarious because myself and Bae just had this conversation.
Okay,
right?
come on. Shout out to Bay.
Oh, he don't like to shave.
He don't.
See? Hey, babe, where you at? Yeah, come on, man.
And I like it.
Look,
He don't want
hold
her
on.
to shave.
Hold
He
on.
don't want you to shave either.
Oh, he tripping.
So I
He just wants
said,
the
like
hair
a
to line up so
barbarian.
you
Like,
can't.
not
His
yet.
hair locked up.
He combing out for you. I know
He
he
don't
Wait
want
a
you to
minute
shave
now.
because if you know it ain't shaved, you know you ain't giving it away.
And
to
that's
nobody
what I
else.
said.
If it's all cute, you might be shaving.
Oh.
So I said I'm gonna print it up.
Y'all got a point because shit, if I see a freshly shaved, I'll be like, hey, what's going
Right.
on?
Yeah.
Hey, hold on, this was
And all she gotta say is I went swimming. Right, it's swimming. That's her lie. I went swimming.
No.
My friend had a pool party. I had to, you know.
Thank y'all for telling me.
Yeah,
what
she-
you
Oh,
all-
damn.
I heard that shit.
Now you
Hey,
know
that's my friend, but I ain't gonna lie to you.
Blurred in the feather.
But look, guys, Rick, though, I'm for the ladies, not y'all ladies, but ladies, if you do want to decide to do that, I'm gonna just be 100 with you. It make you look bigger too. Like
I
it's
told you.
not even hard. When I first did it, I'm like,
Hey, man.
I think you got 4 more inches. I'm like,
I ain't lying. I tried it,
I'm
man.
not
I mean,
bold.
it's itching like a bug.
but it's
itching.
It's definitely. You got some. Oh man.
No, you
It's
gotta
definitely
use a
something.
razor. You gotta use clippers.
Oh,
Don't use a razor.
See, I be used.
No, no razor. Clippers.
Gillette got the black dude
No,
on it, though.
clippers.
I don't Gillette got the white dude be on spice.
Yeah,
White dude be on there,
You
man.
gotta have you a special pair of
Gillette, see, they-
You know what? Viewers, you guys should try it.
Yeah.
Somebody can
Cut
invent
your-
that, like
Oh.
cubic clippers. Clippers.
We doing that.
specifically for that
Right, we
area.
doing that
You
right
heard it here.
Yeah.
It's patent.
It's
Already.
patent
Don't
already.
nobody trying to do it. So listen.
I want 25%.
So you guys, that was pretty amazing. Like, okay.
Try liquid gold oil too.
She didn't answer.
Liquid
Oh, you
gold.
sure didn't.
Stay away
You
from
did
there.
neither.
Stay away from there.
Yeah, I
I
heard.
got her.
So yeah, Nene and Tish,
TT.
what's going on?
Nene.
Yeah, it should keep it.
I keep it landscape
Trim.
That's good.
because
She don't want to look in all
Maintenance.
She don't
I
want to
can't.
be all basic.
I don't. That there you go. I can't feel like no baby, and I don't got time to be itching like no crab either.
Hello.
Right.
Be digging
Yes.
your pocket.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't.
That's the worst type of feeling ever.
Yes.
You be in a grocery
And you
store like,
Most of y'all wear
Yeah,
scratch
we gotta
pants,
put
though, so
Vaseline,
it's
yes.
easy to get a scratch out of it.
I'm cool.
I said most of y'all wear stretch pants, so it's easy to get a scratch out of it if y'all.
But who else
Y'all wearing them jeans, y'all digging in y'all pocket for no reason. You know what I'm saying? I feel like y'all digging for something. Who about digging in all pockets?
And I don't want him to be.
On the low though, we be on the low, especially when players like this.
We know when you put your hands in there.
I mean, he is right though. I did that one time. I got that
Unless
moment.
your
I was like,
pocket's
what the fuck is
One time. Opposed to a million.
Okay, but Nene, what would you say?
Oh, I like my whatever you want to call it to be
Your pocketbook.
my pocketbook.
What y'all name it?
Your platform. My girlfriend, she needs to be landscaped, and then as far as the guy, I don't have a guy. You know, single, ready to mingle, and it's my birthday.
Okay.
You dressed like you single.
See that going on? Oh, right. I went swimming. Oh, the weekend. It's shade. And my dude, I don't like him to be bald. I'm sorry, I can't do the bald.
It's not
Cause
bald.
that's
It's
bald.
hair.
Yeah, kind of like how
Okay.
the top of your hair is.
But
like,
it ain't got
hey,
waves.
It ain't got
Cause
I
waves.
did all
Right.
feel like you a head.
You don't want it to be bare though, not like slap.
Yeah, no, you got
yeah,
it.
not like a
Yeah.
herb.
Cause I don't feel like it's an alien or something.
No,
No.
you don't want it to be. It got like just
That's
know,
like
little
pedophile.
hair.
Yeah, you still want it to look. You want it to look adult.
It is.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Like that
that's
works.
midnight.
Like a shower. You want a 5 o'clock
Yeah,
shower.
shadow,
Exactly.
exactly.
But you know what?
Ah.
On a female, that midnight shadow still is scratchy. It's still
When it
itchy.
first come up,
I mean, unless you,
like-
unless you got your natural curl.
Right. So you see me a little poopy, so you know I might be down there.
you take the whole shaft of the hair down when it starts to come up, it's prickly. But then it lay down and get smooth, like
wait,
the top of his head.
Go back to like
Don't compare that to nothing. I don't like it. Yeah, I don't like it. You say it look like his hair. I got a little head. I'm like, oh, this nigga hair look like a little. People on the show too. They like. We're not gonna go there, people. But I just want to know, since you know so much about that, you shave your husband a lot?
Only if he needs assistance. He's good at shaving himself.
Okay.
Yes. When we first got together, he was not a shaver.
So I want to know, how did he even, if he did,
I
how did he say, like, shave my ass? Did he ever? How did that work in the conversation? Damn, man, like, it's a hot day today. If I had somebody to shave his ass.
First of all, you can't shave your own ass. If you try to shave, your hand will reach. You
It
can
will.
shave your
I'll
ass,
wipe my
and
ass.
you won't have to cut it.
Oh, it's
I
like
shaved my
foreplay.
own ass, so I know he shaved his own ass. So
You
Is that kind
if he
of
asked
foreplay?
me to shave his ass, no, it ain't
Ooh,
sexy.
like-
Don't even be like, come on, let's get
Wait a
to
minute.
this.
Your hand just-
Ooh,
Yeah,
right.
you the
Wait a
LeBron
minute.
James.
Hold on. I can get right now. Right. Bang. Come here. Bring that ass here.
Right.
Turn that ass over real quick. Spread it.
Right.
Real quick.
You gotta play with that ball though. Right. You gotta and then cut the camera out.
Yeah, I can see it. You gotta make a little tank though.
Guess he's better than wax.
Back.
Damn, y'all. Just imagine the nigga get his balls waxed.
Oh my gosh. You die.
Y'all would die.
Yeah,
y'all can't
y'all
even
would.
take somebody touching it after the.
Right. You
Well,
don't
wait.
even want to shave it.
Ooh, no,
Somebody
you after
else
that
is
feeling, after
You will punch her in her head.
Yeah.
I guess we ain't talking
I
about
don't
that
know.
experience.
I took my
Okay.
balls back and after I come, them bitches go. And then you touch them motherfuckers, it's like turtle head. Don't touch it. Head go to ass. Like, we good. I got a little 2 rounds. Let me sleep, because if you touch that, get the butt.
Were you quiet?
Awful.
He's uncomfortable. He's definitely. I know him. He's a little uncomfortable.
About sex.
Are you?
Nah, I talk. I just, real guy. I don't really.
He's a little
Right.
like this.
I don't do the public.
Right.
I don't do the public.
It's okay.
You know, but it's
Why
alright.
I like it, but listen, cameras off. Just talk to me.
Ain't nobody gonna see you, right?
I'm
Yeah.
smooth, you know, laid back, polished type of thing. I get
I can
turned
tell.
off by,
Yeah.
like I'm funny acting. Like I like to see your
Yeah.
nails done,
Yeah.
feet done, hair
Yeah.
done.
Do
Everything
you pay for
done.
those things?
If we go together, if you
Oh.
my
Go
lady.
together.
We
Oh,
go
yeah.
I told y'all people still say go together.
I say everybody ain't got nonprofits. I
Right.
can't be. I can't.
I am a
Real quick,
nonprofit.
The one
okay?
thing I was gonna say about the
I like
nonprofit
that.
thing, real quick, when you were saying about if I would start a nonprofit, it'd be to help people file like taxes and stuff, because
Yeah.
you don't learn about that shit in school.
Right.
You
I
got
don't.
some, right?
And that's what I would do. I don't have one, but I can't TM that shit. But don't do it. I'ma do it. And
There
say-
is an organization that does something similar to that. I try to find the
Somebody
name and
find
get it to you.
it.
No, but the county used to have a program where people in the community could sign up to be benefit counselors. And you, as a regular person, me as a regular person, can have people come off the streets and you can sign them up to get welfare benefits and file taxes.
Oh, that's
They had
dope.
that program. They cut the Trump administration cut the funding for it.
It's kinda
So
still
all
there.
the free tax
Okay.
filing and all of that.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, you good. I said fuck.
Okay, because let me
It's
tell you
still
something.
there. It's kind of not called what she said. It's like a payer service.
Okay, because when I went and had my taxes prepared for the first time, and they slapped me with that fee, I said, where do I sign up? And since 2005, I have been a professional tax preparer
I know that's
because
right.
I was not having nobody else do my taxes. So I would prefer, and I agree with what you say, folks don't know and you get taken advantage of, and it's
That's
the
right.
easiest thing that you could
That's
possibly do.
That's right.
And so, you know, I'm not hating on nobody else's business because maybe one day we might want to need y'all, use y'all as a sponsor for us because tax season is coming right around the corner, December 31st. You know.
So cuffing season, tax season is coming. So cuffing season is officially on.
Ooh.
That's right.
We together already.
Yeah.
No.
I got a couple drafts out
Right.
there. but-
Right. Who you gonna pick?
I don't know.
I have never.
Like,
It's a couple
Right.
drafts. You know, I gotta make sure it's a good fit.
Don't come this way because I don't pay what I weigh, baby. Do you see this thigh? I have never paid what I weigh, baby.
Well, hold on, and,
No,
and,
ma'am.
and let's just
No,
dispel
sir.
this myth here right now.
What's that name?
Stop offering $40, okay? If you
Right.
are $40,
Wait a minute.
don't get it.
Let it go.
Hold on, wait.
Let it go.
$40 ain't okay. I mean, it ain't
No,
no
no, it
crazy.
ain't no
$40 go to get some. Look,
$40
after you get your
right.
nails done, baby, go to Applebee's. Treat yourself.
$40.
$40. You can get 2 for $20. That's
That's
$2.
why
I am Morgan Betty. I am
I'm
Morgan
saying,
Betty, so.
You get your
you know,
and when you're coming back
right.
from that 2-hour sit
So
down,
much-
go to Applebee's.
I love this conversation
I like
right here.
That's
I
why
like
he
this
still
conversation.
getting the draft picks. Okay, he ain't picked nobody yet.
Okay,
I
I
want
got.
a nigga off the bench.
Okay, I got Ali's back.
So Applebee's is not a destination preferred destination.
I mean, I like
That's what I'm saying. When the Applebee's get
No.
I'm a chili
No,
girl.
I think
Applebee's.
Applebee's, like,
2 for $20.
I'm
And
saying,
these are
no,
deals.
no,
I like
no,
females that ain't
dating,
picky.
just newly dating, yeah. If
I
y'all
feel
been
like-
together for a while and you ain't trying to impress or none of
Wait,
that.
I just feel like if this a
But no.
deal, girls ain't
Not
with it.
Applebee's.
If this a deal on there, girls ain't with it.
Well,
They want that full price
Ali, I got
action.
your back. I got your back. I'm Bargain Betty.
That's
Look me
what I'm
up, Bargain
saying.
Betty, Google friend.
Look,
Cause I like Chili's and Chili's got 3 for 10.
Wait a
Take me
minute,
there.
Chili's
And
ain't
I'm
motherfucker.
gonna talk
Chili's
to
is
my
amazing.
friend and tell her never date you.
Y'all better be.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
When did the conversation not be the main thing about the date? Why is it the
Right.
location? Like, I'll know,
No,
no
but you
matter
know
where
what
we
I'm
at,
saying.
if I
You
talk
know
to you,
what?
I'm
Wait
gonna
a
get you
minute.
wet.
But
And
you know
then we
what?
gonna get
Oh,
Wait a minute.
we'll talk to
Well,
me.
then
It's
if
my
that's the
birthday.
object,
Why
You
that's the
ever
object
drip so
of
slow?
other relationships?
I'm just playing.
So guys, wait a minute. We're gonna have to cut that because we're gonna have to come back for a part 2.
Yeah.
Because this is going to need to be continued. That $40 holler out the door. That's gonna be the show. Okay? So real quick,
Out the door.
tell everybody, starting from my right on around, again, one more time where everybody can find you.
And 30 seconds or less if you got any events
Yeah.
going on, real quick.
Okay, Be a Blessing Project, spelled how it's going. My Cash App is Denisha Austin, DENISHA AUSTIN.
All right, Sam Long, King of My World, Master of My Destiny. Instagram, Sam Long 87. Facebook, Sam Long. My Cash App is Let's Tie the Knot 501c3 and an event that I have coming up. We're giving away cleats to JFK, to all the football people. We're giving away cleats for that. That's what we're raising money for. October 6th, fashion show, He Love Curves. I will be hosting it. I will be there in the building, so come on through.
15 seconds.
Reliable Hearts. ReliableHearts.org is our website. September 25th, we'll have a community forum in the Collinwood community at the 5 Points Community Center, 5 to 8 p.m.
You can catch me on Facebook at Rick Graham or on Instagram at _Graham_show. Our future events that's going on. October we have a Halloween party for the adults. Our last few events been for the kids. And Thanksgiving we doing we feeding the homeless for a family shelter. We'll be there. And in December we're doing the toy drop for the kids. So yeah.
All right, guys, and so we thank you so much for taking the time out to come chat with us on the couch on Who's in Your Community. On behalf of the LTC Uncut, you have spent your time here with Tisha.
I'm Ali.
And Erin.
And follow us on Facebook and Instagram on the Lunch Time Chronicles and also on the gram at the LTC Uncut. We'll see you guys next Tuesday.
Instagram. Tell yours out.
Oh, that's right. You can follow me at boss, BAWSE_Lady T on the gram.
That's why I tap you.
Okay. Kirby Boss CEO on the gram. Cash App Kirby for Nurse. I'm just playing.
Are we doing that? Cash App? You can just give it to me and I'm around. But Instagram is just_Ali216.
And listen, guys, make sure that you follow, like, share the Lunchtime Chronicles, and everybody that is here today, follow them, share, and repost their posts. On behalf, again, of the LTC Uncut, we thank you, and we out.